Coming up in the weekend edition, the country's newest Governor General to be sworn in this week. And later on in sports, AAA Marine softball comes to an end. The Bahamas Tonight, the weekend edition, starts now.
Now in HD. ZNS Network presents The Bahamas Tonight. This portion of the news brought to you by BTC Every Day.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Candino Knowles, and welcome to the weekend edition of The Bahamas Tonight. Our top story this Sunday, the Cabinet Office formally announcing today that Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, acting in her capacity as the constitutional head of the state or head of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas and pursuant to Article 32 of the Constitution, has appointed Dame Marguerite Pindling as the country's next Governor General. Dame Marguerite will be sworn in as the new Governor General by Chief Justice Sir Michael Barnett in a special ceremony at Government House this coming Tuesday, immediately following the inspection of Guard of Honor and official departure ceremony of present Governor General Sir Arthur Folkes. Now, just a bit of history here for you. Dame Marguerite Mackenzie Pindling was born in Long Bay Keys, South Andros on June 26, 1932. She moved to Nassau in 1946, where she attended the Western Senior High School. After leaving school, her first job was with noted photographer Stanley Toogood. It was later when she met Lyndon Pindling, a London-trained lawyer. Following a year-long courtship, the couple married on May 5, 1956. The late Lyndon Pindling was elected to the House of Assembly shortly after his wedding. In 1967, he became Premier and later elected Prime Minister until 1992. During Sir Lyndon's political career, Dame Marguerite thoroughly supported her husband's efforts. She also engaged in charitable work, cared for her 4 children, and became a Bahamian icon and legend. Dame Marguerite was honored by Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II in 2007, being named a Dame Commander of the Most Distinguished Order of St. Michael and St. George. We encourage you to stay tuned to the ZNS Network for full coverage of this week's transition of Governors General at Government House. Well, police in Palmetto Point, Eleuthera, are investigating the death of an 18-year-old resident. Authorities there say they learned around 9 o'clock this morning that the teenage male was reportedly stabbed to death on TW Alley and Culmer Street in North Palmetto Point. He was found in an unfinished building. Well, that's all the information police have provided us with up to this point. However, officers claim they still don't have a motive for the murder. If you have any information, you're asked to call your nearest police station as soon as possible. Well, police over in Bimini arresting a 27-year-old man around 1 o'clock this morning after he is found in possession of dangerous drugs. Police arrested the Baileytown resident while in the area of a nightclub when he was found in possession of a quantity of foil wraps containing suspected marijuana. Investigations into this matter continue. Shifting now to the talk of the weekend, BEC. Will customers here in New Providence get compensated for last week's island-wide power outage? Well, we asked BEC Chairman Leslie Miller that very question as power has been restored to all areas in New Providence. He told us yesterday that the engines and generators are back up and running at Clifton Pier, and teams are continuing to work with specialists who've been called in to assist with resolving some of the technical issues that have recently developed. But speaking of that compensation, Miller says he isn't considering it, given BEC's dire financial straits.
Right now, the corporation is losing $32 million for this year. We are in a very serious financial situation right now. We'll have to look and see what we can do. But the corporation is owned by the Bahamian people. It is not a private entity as BTC. I don't know why they're trying to push this with compensation. It is their corporation. So it's not a private entity where you go ahead and write a check. We don't have the pocketbooks like a BTC. When BTC was sold, it had $58 million in the bank account. BEC is not in that situation.
Well, the BEC chairman is also defending his family against attacks on a number of social media outlets, including Facebook. In fact, one of Mr. Miller's daughters came under attack after defending her father on her personal Facebook page against an onslaught of negative criticisms brought on by Thursday's blackout. Expressing great disappointment with the way things have transpired, the BC chairman said it is disappointing the lengths some people will go to tarnish someone's name. Mr. Miller says while he is more than capable of defending himself against public attacks, he's asking Bahamians to keep his family out of the politics.
Don't matter what you say about me or my family. God will protect us. And I have a responsibility as the head of my family to do what is necessary to protect their interests. So that doesn't bother me. It hurts my daughter knows, but listen, that's why I keep my family out of politics. They decide to bring them in. You see, you hit me, I can hit you back. But you know, that's the way it is. That's the country that we now have called the Bahamas. It's not like it used to be 20, 30 years ago where there was class and people with civil responsibility. This crew today ain't got none. So what do? You let them carry on. The truth will always prevail.
Artisans getting the opportunity to display their works for an array of visitors throughout the month of July. The craft show, which is being held at the Atlantis Hotel, kicked off yesterday, featuring a variety of cultural artwork, including handmade musical instruments, decorative pieces made from conch, as well as jewelry. Event organizer Rowena Roll believes this 4th of July weekend was the ideal starting point for the craft show, and she hopes that it continues to be a success throughout the month. Roll, who is also the president of Authentic Craft Marketing, also highlighted some of the mutual benefits enjoyed.
It's good for the guests to see what is Bahamian, and it's also good for the artisans to increase their sales, and it's good for the Bahamas at large. So, you know, we're still promoting, and we will always continue to promote authentic craft.
You know what? It's really good for visitors to know that Bahamian-made products are in the Bahamas, and the Made in China logo isn't going to be tacked on everything. Like, everything in here is from Bahamians, made by Bahamians, you know. It's definitely a very good platform for promotion because, like, these folks, when they leave here, they're going all over the world, you know. So it's definitely a very positive thing.
With the official Independence holiday exactly 4 days away, government is using the entire week to commemorate our 41st birthday. I want to give you a quick run through here of the events that are planned now. The much anticipated Independence Beat Retreat was held earlier this evening in Rawson Square. A cultural concert follows at COB's Performing Arts Center. An exhibition on the HMBS Flamingo by artisan Kishan Portier will be mounted in the Senate tomorrow. And then the official farewell ceremony of current Governor General, His Excellency Sir Arthur Folkes, will be held tomorrow evening at 7 o'clock. As a side note, please be advised that the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, will begin at 4:30 tomorrow afternoon, followed by the Bahamas Tonight at 5 p.m. Then on Tuesday, July 8th, the country's new Governor General, Dame Marguerite Pindling, will be sworn in at noon. And an art exhibition honoring the country's 41 legends will officially be unveiled at 6 p.m. in Pompey Square. The Independence ceremony at Clifford Park begins at 8 p.m. on July 9th, so you may want to leave out early if you plan to attend. The People's Junkanoo Rush starts at 1 o'clock Independence morning. The Culture Rama is set for Independence afternoon, followed by a gospel concert on Arawak Key, and then a state reception will be held at Government House Independence evening. Finally, on Friday, July 11th, the Junkanoo Festival and Entertainers Concert will be held on Bay Street, so you can expect a fun-filled week of events. All right, well, that does it for this portion. Coming up, the Legacy Ball, receiving another year of outstanding support from the community. We've got that story and more, and the Weekend Edition continues.